Moorcroft was set up as a charity in 1999 when this premises was bought by the benefactor Brenda Carn-Smith, who used to live next door. She bought the land, and the charity then expanded the facilities that were here at the beginning. In 2000, 2001, the lower yard was built and the outdoor menage, and the big development in recent years was 3 years ago. We were lucky enough to get a very nice legacy out of the blue, and we built the indoor school, which was obviously a great boon because the girls had to be schooling the horses outside in the outdoor menage in all weathers.
Moorcroft is a great example of the way the British racing industry is showing responsibility for the future well-being of racehorses. And as I think you can see, the facilities at the Moorcroft Racehorse Welfare Centre are second to none now, and the horses get absolute first-class treatment. They often go there with a problem. They've come out of training and they are nursed back to health and hopefully given another role in life that hopefully will have a good future.
Well, the first thing is we give him a little bit of time to settle in, obviously, and the feed regime will change and the exercise regime will change straight away. We let him settle in, get him used to the place, which is quite different to probably the routine he's been in. And I will personally start to assess him work-wise, how he feels, how comfortable he is, whatever, and decide what job in life he might think he'd like to do. So there's a process involved with that. We long rein, we ride quietly, and as he's probably galloping fit if he's just raced on the Sunday, so that all needs to calm down a bit. Sometimes at the racing yards they're not turned out very much, but we turn them out straight away all the time and start to give them a different sort of regime in life.
Our total outgoings, as I said to you earlier, are nearly 360,000 a year. We, from our umbrella body, Retraining of Racehorses, which is part of the BHA, they give us 75,000 a year in a grant, and we have to raise the balance through high days and charity days and open days. And we have two main fundraising days, which is our race day at Plumpton that last year raised a record sum of 59,000. And we have a quiz at the Landmark Hotel in London in April, which is a black tie sports quiz fronted by Nick Luck and Alice Plunkett, which is a lot of fun. And between them, those two raise nearly 100,000, which is fundamental to keeping the show on the road. In recent years, Betfair have been absolutely fantastic. The horse box you saw out there, they did that for us entirely. They paid for the whole. It's a refurbished box to Mary's specification.
We've got 90 acres of very well post and railed paddocks for the horses. They go out in groups of 2s and 3s and have a lovely time relaxing and being as horses should be in the field. We have the indoor and the outdoor school, which is invaluable to me, for me to do my work. We've got the lovely solarium, which thankfully was the money was given to us by the Racing Foundation, which again is out there to help ex-racehorses, and it's a very valuable tool when their backs are a bit sore and tight. They easily go in there every day and have some treatment, and obviously we have an excellent vet and physiotherapist who helps me to change these horses and to get them working in a different way.
Mary and the girls are absolutely fantastic. We have 2 bungalows here, so Mary and her husband live in one, and we have 3 permanent girls living in the other one. And then we have part-time staff, but basically there are only 5 full-time staff here looking after the horses. We have 28 stables, and we're pretty much full most of the year around. And as you can imagine, you've just seen the horses being schooled and so on, and Mary goes back to basics and makes them into a horse fit for something else after their racing career.
OK, well, obviously we get to know them very well as quickly as possible while they're here, and they go through different stages with us. So I truly feel that I can put my hand on my heart and say I know the horse very well. And then my next job is to find a keeper. We call them keepers, who will rehome the horse. They come to the centre quite a few times to ride the horse in different situations, and obviously everybody has to be getting on very well or it wouldn't be a good match. And I always go and visit the home first before the horse leaves, so I can discuss so many aspects of what that particular horse likes and needs before he leaves here. So it's not a guessing game. I want him to settle into his new home as quickly as possible and to tell the person as much as I can about how the horse has been living and what he prefers. And you find people are amazing. They really want to give these horses a good home, and they're doing it for the right reason, and we have a good relationship with them, and we keep a check on them, and we visit them every 6 months. But we're always here to advise and help them as well. You have to sometimes give some of them a little bit more time and figure out, you know, what their tension is caused by. But I would honestly say I've been working here now for nearly 7 years, and I would say, yes, every horse, actually, they're quite happy to be let down and start to do something else a bit slower and quieter.
The horses in racing are the entertainers. They are the ones that ultimately put on the show. And I just think there is a level of responsibility that the industry should show to them to give them some kind of future when their racing days are over. After all, a lot of racehorses are retired from racing for whatever reason, halfway through their lives. They've got a long future ahead of them, and places like the Moorcroft Racehorse Welfare Centre endeavour to give them that rosy future.
I do love it, and the staff, I've got a fantastic team of girls who have stayed with me for a long time, and we do love it. It's very, very rewarding when the horses leave here and we know they go to a good home, because that's our job done, and we've given that particular horse a new chance in life, and it's a good chance in life to do something else. Sometimes they finish racing and they're only 2 and 3 years of age, so that's a whole life ahead of them, and I feel it's an important job to make sure we give them the right chance. Our emphasis, myself and the staff, our emphasis is really on education as well as what we do, because I always feel if we educate people to look after the horses better and to understand them better, then the horses are going to have a better time and go to a better home.
We're one of 4 centres that come under the ROR Retraining of Racehorses banner. There's Gracemuir Heroes, there's Greatwood, which you know well about, and there's TRC up in Lancashire. And between us, I think we do the racing industry a service in giving a lot of those old warriors, some of them have been round chasing till they're 15 or 16, others may be 3 or 4 year olds off the flat, which have either been injured or they've run their time, and it's nice to give these horses a life after racing, because they just wouldn't like standing in a field in like a filthy day like this. You know, they're bred to do something, and it's nice that A, we're doing a service for the industry, and secondly, looking after the horse and giving them something to do rather than just be pushed on the side.